Hi, it's me, Dora V here, and just maybe like an hour ago or a couple hours, but today I saw a video by Shaquana Jefferson. She is one of my favorite Amberlynn Reid reaction channels, but she has a lot of other cool stuff like daily life and commentary, and I definitely enjoy her channel. And she just did this video that tagged other people where you talk about your favorite beauty channels and things that make you cringe. And yeah, I liked her video. It was definitely interesting. But I really can't talk about beauty channels much because I don't really watch them, and I personally don't wear makeup much because it just does not stay on my face. I might be allergic. I don't know, but it's not my thing. However, I do like other people wearing makeup. So I do know about the James Charles and Tati drama. I know all about that. But the only beauty channel that really stood out to me is Jeffree Star. And I found him through a channel called Spill. And Spill is basically an information commentary channel that's just very professionally done. I recommend Spill. But I found out about Jeffree Star because he got into some trouble over some private drama. He was reading comments in ASMR. And I thought that's pretty cool because I like ASMR. But unfortunately, someone had a problem with him naming names, and it led to some privacy issues, and he had to edit out the comment or something, but whatever. But the more I saw of his channel, the more like I liked it. No, I don't subscribe because I don't see the need to. Like, I know who he is. I can always just search if I want to watch something. But he does all these makeup reviews. I love the colors he has. He's the one very famous for the Blue Bloods, right? And he's been through like a lot of shit too. It seems like just drama just follows him everywhere. Maybe it's manufactured, I don't know, but if he's doing it to get attention, it works, because it got my attention, and I don't usually pay attention to beauty channels. But his look is amazing. I love his look. I love his makeup. He's a makeup artist, right? I just love that. I think it's really pretty. And like, I enjoy the content, and it ranges from reviews to, I don't know, I've never seen him do tutorials, but a lot of the goings on in his life. And I just actually considered getting a Blue Bloods palette. But what's the point, really? Because I don't really. It would probably end up going to family. But anyway, yeah, that's the one beauty channel I like. The rest of them I just kind of ignore. Tati Westbrook's pretty lovely, though. But see, I only watched that because of all the drama, but beyond that, I don't pay attention, so. Anyway, now it's off to the cringe, douche chills, and wow, that sort of thing. This one's a lot easier because I've definitely seen stuff on YouTube that makes me cringe. And I'll start with the disabling comments. That just makes me cringe, I think. To me, the only time that might be acceptable is if you get a lot of harassment. But who really gets that much harassment? And if you do get that kind of harassment, I'm pretty certain you have bigger problems than just YouTube comments. But see, what it does, though, is that it actually lowers your interaction. And the lower the video interaction, let's just say it doesn't do too well in terms of algorithms. Like, it messes with the algorithms, and your video is less visible. Less people will see your videos. You get less views. You get less. So disabling comments to me is just, wow, like, are you that, like, you just can't stand comments or dislikes? No one's forcing you to look at them. I mean, like, just like do a skim or ignore it, or that's it. Like, you don't, like, no one's forcing you to read them. Am I missing something here? So yeah, the disabling comments, that's just, I don't know, that's just douche chill to me. That's how I see it. Dramatic start music in pot the casts in. You hear this in audiobooks. It's one of the reasons why I'm not really that fond of audiobooks is that in the very beginning, you'll hear this dramatic music, and I don't know, it's always made me cringe, and it makes me less likely to bother with the content. And music in and of itself in videos doesn't bother me that much, but it doesn't make me any more receptive. I guess it just depends. Like, some of the music's cool, some of it's not, but either way, it makes no difference to me. But what really makes me cringe is the use of music that is either trite, just way too dramatic, or doesn't really fit the scene, or just straight up annoying, but people have different tastes, whatever. But one thing that's always made me cringe is just this needlessly dramatic start music you hear. You hear it in podcasts and audiobooks, and that's just always given me just douche chows. I don't like it, but whatever, it's your video. But I can't stress this enough. It has never made a difference to me, and none of the music has. Even music I love, it just doesn't matter. Next. When people do things just because they're trendy. People were complaining about Amberlynn Reid, like saying, "Oh, she's following a 10-year-old trend. Who cares?" Like, this is probably one of those instances where she did something because she wanted to do it. You want to do mystery boxes? Great, do them. Who cares if they're trendy? I mean, she gets shit on a lot for like, oh, she's just following trends. She's following Trisha Paytas. She's doing this, she's doing that. Okay, yeah, and she does rightly get shit on for that. But as soon as she does something that she just wants to do, then all of a sudden it's, oh my god, you're so bad. Why are you, it's a 10-year-old trend. Like, it shouldn't matter. Do it because you want to do it. And so that's always made me cringe. Like, it shouldn't make a difference, and just do it because you want to do it. So if you want to do something that happens to be trendy, that's great. But if you don't really want to do it, but you're doing it just because it's trendy, I find that pretty cringy. That's just me. Creepy content vids that seem innocent, but they're not. Like, what I mean by this is you'll see something that, oh, it has a nice family, but the mother is sitting a certain way, like her legs are spread open, and it seems pretty deliberate. And when you read between the lines, you kind of realize that this isn't a family channel, that it's really just a way for certain people to see certain vids, and the intention is not necessarily all that good, but just really creepy. And there's some other videos that it seems like it panders to children, but it's really just clickbait, and it's just to get a whole bunch of views and get people into things that are not as innocent as they seem. Like, there's talk about this before, and apparently the videos are from Asia and India, China, Vietnam, like all of like those areas basically, and they're just not as innocent as they seem. That tends to give me cringy. It's also creepy, and I try to avoid those videos. But sometimes you'll see them and they're recommended, but I haven't seen one in a while, so maybe they died down a bit. But it's just that kind of content that seems innocent, but it isn't. Like, that's definitely cringy. Including politics where it's irrelevant. I get this is a bit tricky because politics can be such a huge part of someone's identity, and like, I can't watch, say, Game of Thrones without thinking of certain politics. But sometimes people will make comments where it has nothing to do with the ism. I don't care what ism it is, whether it's feminism, socialism, capitalism, fascism, whatever. Like, sometimes it's just not relevant. And a really good example of this is, well, Game of Thrones, where people are talking about, oh yeah, when the Sand Snakes were, this thing happened to them, that's a fuck you to feminism. No, feminism had nothing to do with it. They were just poorly written. That's it. They were poorly written characters, poorly treated. That's not feminism. And really, a lot of the pandering to say diversity or feminism, it's ultimately bullshit because like, they don't really give a shit. It's just another way to get butts in seats. Anyway, Or they're complaining about how this female character did that and it's because it's feminism. No, sometimes it's bad writing, and sometimes it works if a specific character does something, and whether or not they're black or green or woman, it's not always relevant. But I'll hear complaints about, say, oh, but feminism this and feminism, and it's not necessarily relevant. It just feels very tacked on to me, and I tend to cringe. I also get very irritated with it, but just sometimes it's just not relevant. It's just not. And the biggest cringe to me is fake persona. That's a pretty big one. Any kind of fake persona where it's over the top or a little too produced, I guess, a little too manufactured. That just annoys the shit out of me. And I don't really mind passionate people. I'm a sucker for such people, unless you're way over the top. But I mean, I'll take a real passion over fake. When it comes to gaming channels, most of them are actually pretty real. Like Squidish, for example, he's this gaming channel famous for Dark Souls, like Derp Souls, Herp Souls. His work's amazing. When he gets angry, that is real anger. He is really pissed. That's not a persona. That's not trying to be family friendly. He's never been family friendly, and he isn't going to be. It is real rage. That I like. But what I don't like is the fakiness, the fake persona. I haven't seen much of that in gaming channels. I mean, it happens. I mean, I see it. But it tends to be, I guess, just everywhere. But it seems kind of fakey, or they're trying too hard to be child friendly, or trying too hard to be family friendly, just for the views, of course. I mean, I get you want views and muns and clout and whatever, but I feel like to be fake just to pander to say families or kids, nah, screw that. I tend to prefer real. Like, I like that too. Like, I want real rage, damn it. I want real happiness. I don't want, like, child friendly for the sake of being child friendly. I don't like the fakey, like, fake plastic, over the top persona. I don't like that. I mean, there are plenty of other places to act. The only exception I can think of would be skits, like if it's a skit channel, but it seems like it's everywhere, and it just tends to bug me. But yeah, the fakiness definitely gives me hives. Now, beyond that, there's really not much that makes me cringe, like, not really. Or douche chili. Like, that, it takes a lot, I suppose, in my case, so that's pretty much it for me. I can't really think of anything else that would make me cringe. I guess being boring. That's cringy. But then who watches boring? Well, there is Amberlyn Reed, but I only watch that for the reactions. See, that's what makes it exciting. See, that's the thing, like, the reaction channels, I do love those for the most part. I'm always interested in seeing what people have to say and how they respond to things. But if you're real, I'm fine with it. But if it's like this fakey bullshit, like just, oh no, but you can kind of tell it's bullshit. Like, if it smells like bullshit, it is, and that's what makes me cringe. Yeah, that I don't like. I don't like, but boring I don't think should count, because that's totally different. But beyond that, it really takes a lot to make me cringe. Like, it truly does. I guess I should watch the Try Not to Cringe videos, but I prefer the... Oh, yeah. There's a lot of those out there. Try Not to Cringe, and you'll find plenty to cringe about there, but I don't know if that counts for this tag, so... Yeah, I think that'll do. Like, yeah, it'll do, as I've spent almost 15 minutes on this, so, if there's another such video tag, well, I might play, I might not. There's no guarantee. I don't make any guarantees, like, ever. I've always been that way. Anyway, see you later. Goodbye.